This is the Chapter 7 case study. F-35 plagued with software issues. Presentation was made by Santiago Garcia and Scott Haffitz. For our company overview, we have the Lockheed Martin Corporation, which was formed in a merge between Lockheed Corporation and Martin Marietta in 1995. It is based in North Bethesda, Maryland, which is an aerospace company that employs over 114,000 people worldwide. Their main focus is on research, design, development, manufacturing, integrating, and sustaining advanced technology systems, products, and services. They created the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter jet for the U.S. military and NATO allies, in which many allied countries were partnered to help design and manufacture the aircraft. The F-35 Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter, also known as JSF, is a single-pilot combat jet which can use a variety of air-to-surface and air-to-air weapons. It has a top speed of Mach 1.6. It has a complex software and hardware system which can also give it radar evading properties, making it a very stealthy jet. The F-35 program is the most expensive weapons program in history, where each jet can cost around $100 million each. 3 variations of this jet were made: a conventional takeoff and landing aircraft, a short takeoff and vertical landing aircraft, and one for use with aircraft carriers. For a case overview, we have a complex and sophisticated software and hardware F-35 jet system, which has many problems. Its radar system happens to crash frequently and needs to be rebooted mid-flight, which can put the pilot in a dangerous situation not knowing where other vehicles may be in the air. Its primary weapon, which is a 25mm rapid-fire cannon, is controlled by software and is way behind development schedule and may take years for it to be finished for those who invested in it. The ALIS, or Autonomic Logistics Information System, was designed in order to support the jet's operation during a mission, and it has a complex system with 24 million lines of code, which can take a whole day to synchronize for the data from F-35 to the ALIS computer, which someone on the ground is controlling. The sensors on the F-35 were creating multiple false tracks when they were turned on, which means that they saw one enemy on the track. Instead, they would see 2, which would be false information which they give from pilots to pilots. A technical problem involving the cockpit pressure regulation system led to several incidents of extreme sinus pain or barotrauma. Its night vision goggles on the helmet would have displays of horizontal green lines, which would make it difficult for them to land on ships. The biggest problem here is that the F-35 Joint Program Office has tried to make light of these problems, and they have issues still going on with it.
So the ethical question with our case study about the F-35 jet is basically asking, is it ethical to deploy the F-35 aircraft in military missions, since it does have capabilities that other aircrafts that the U.S. military has may not have, but it may not be fully ready, it may malfunction and require software work while a pilot is in the air, which could really ruin a mission for the military. For our first critical thinking question, we were asked about finding the current state of the F-35. As of 2020, they found that there was over 800 software issues with the F-35, including 13 critical must-fix issues. These issues range from controlling the gun to software malfunctions to showing too many enemies inside the area. The Marine short takeoff and vertical landing variant can really mess up a mission and has been leading to malfunction within a 20-degree angle of landing. There has been recent interest from the U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff to develop a new fifth-generation fighter pilot that is closer to the capabilities of the fourth-generation planes to keep the cost down for the mission. Here, for our second question, we were asked to basically answer, is it ethical or unethical for the U.S. military to actually deploy the F-35 on missions? And basically a couple different factors come into play. A lot of missions that the military goes through with don't need the F-35. A lot of attack missions the military is capable of using a fourth generation plane, which will cause less wear and tear on the F-35 for the future. Software issues can potentially put the pilot in danger when running a mission on these planes. And with the software issues a couple years ago, it could have become an inferior weapon to the fourth generation planes if software issues and other malfunctions arrived during the flights or missions. Improvements for the F-35. As I mentioned earlier, the Air Force Chief of Staff has preliminary conversations about creating a new fifth-generation fighter jet that has more of the capabilities of the fourth generation. So it'll be sort of in between the fourth-generation fighter jet and the F-35. Other ways to improve it are obviously only using the F-35 fighter jet on missions where the extra capabilities are needed, and not using it where a software malfunction can really ruin a mission. The F-35 needs updates and needs to be needs to be maintained as the complex system it is to continue to provide value for the military in the future. To conclude this case study, I do think it is ethical to deploy the F-35, but only on missions where it is absolutely needed. On some missions where you don't need the F-35, it may be smarter to use a fourth generation plane. New planes are being built to help lessen the burden of the F-35 and allow for other planes to take the wear and tear and allow the F-35 to continue to improve. So thank you for listening to our case study. That's it.